The church is well filled this morning. I'm impressed with snow, with winter, all of that, and we still have a large number coming out. I was reading about a church back east which has a fairly good reputation and so on, and they say, we usually have about 20 people out on Sunday. We have at least 40 here, I would think, this morning. We're doing well. This is not a small congregation somewhere off in the distance that's struggling to keep going. With 40 people, with money coming in, and you'll hear about that in the budget meeting that's coming up during the month, we are doing well. So, welcome to Winfield United. It doesn't matter whether you're watching this service online or whether you're here with us in the sanctuary. No matter who you are, no matter where you've gotten to in your faith journey, you're welcome here. And we hope that you'll find this a safe place and a community to support and encourage you on your journey. As we gather in this place, we acknowledge and remember that we're standing on the traditional ancestral territory. One of the strange things about growing older is that my tongue doesn't work the way it used to. Of the Selek Okanagan people. So we're grateful for their stewardship of this land and its resources over many centuries, and for their teachings about the sacredness of this land. I know we have Kenneth and Suzanne here who are visiting, but I won't make a fuss over you, all right? And we have Jim and Ramin and Mike. Isn't it nice to have them back again? So this is another of the series of services in which, while we don't have a full-time permanent minister, we have people filling in. And I continue to be amazed at the quality of the kinds of services that we manage to enjoy. Are there any other guests here this morning that I should recognize? I don't see any unfamiliar faces. Okay. The life and work of the church. Make yourselves comfortable. Lynn has lots of announcements.
Good morning. There we go. Good morning. I'm standing here on behalf of Sandy Bogardus. Sandy has unfortunately had an accident. I don't know all the details. Hi, Sandy, if you're watching, we're thinking of you. She's on 2 opioids, which aren't really helping. She has very bad sciatica pain because of it. And I believe, I've got a phone full of messages here. I believe that she's having some kind of test this week, and hopefully she'll get a prognosis and they'll be able to help her with her situation. In the meantime, we have church business that needs to go on. So she wants me to let you know that Bill Pullen is home, and his daughter, sorry, I'm trying to get that a little better. His daughter is here with him, getting him all set up. If anybody is in the neighborhood, I'm sure Bill would love a visit. Excuse me. We need to announce twice verbally that next Sunday is the budget meeting of the AGM. We're hoping to keep it fairly short, so please stay after church so that we can pass the budget and continue our wonderful year we're going to have. A huge thank you to Mike, who has put our budget together again this year and will present it to us next Sunday. Oh, so if you would like a copy of what we're going to present next Sunday, Sharon has some at the back, and you can grab one on your break later. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through this so I don't miss anything. A big thank you to Don Lemp, who has coordinated our pancake lunch that's going to happen after church on the 18th. So yes, we're asking you to stay 2 Sundays in a row. I hope that works out. Second Sunday, you will get food. And to all the volunteers that have volunteered to help, we've got 10 people that have volunteered so far, so it should go fairly smoothly. It will be a little bit of a different venue while you're sitting during church service, because you'll be sitting at the tables rather than sitting as you are today. But it'll only be for that Sunday. Let me see, what else does she have here? After service on the 18th. Okay, so the next one is the reports that Sharon is going to need for our actual AGM meeting, which is going to be March the 10th. And from what I understand on here, she needs those by February the 10th, Sharon? Okay, so Sharon needs your reports in by February the 10th to be able to get our booklet printed and out to us all. So I believe that's all that Sandy has for me to announce. If I have forgotten anything, you might see me again. Thank you.
Just a quick announcement. The folk choir is taking a break for 2 weeks. I have some family down on the coast that really needs me to go down there and help straighten out some things. So anyway, so we'll be meeting again on February 22nd. So for the skiers in the group, they'll love that. And everyone else, just keep practicing at home or something. Okay.
Merry Christmas. The church calendar's arrived after 33 days with Canada Post. And they're at the back if anyone wants one. They cost about $10, but if you don't have any money, just take one.
Birthdays, there we are. The only one I have listed is Sonia. Sonia Fernandez de Rosa comes here with Tom, and I don't see them here this morning, but her birthday is February 10th. So if you happen to run across them or send a message, send happy birthday. Jim, you wanted to teach us the closing song that we're going to be doing so that we can get fully into it. So over to you.
Testing 1, 2, I'm on. So this will be familiar to some of you because I wrote it way back in 2016, and I can't believe I'm saying way back in 2016. But it felt like the right piece to end our service with today. So I just wanted to run through it so it isn't completely new when we get to that point in the service. And there were copies of the sheet music with the melody at the back. So for those that read music, there's copies there for you. So I'm gonna do it fairly slowly through so that you can get the melody, but we'll be doing it a lot faster when we sing it at the end of the service. So the verse goes like this. Every one of us has something to give. It is there in each heart. Open to the light and let yourself live.
they get going. God moments. That's when we look around and see how we feel the presence of God that's been significantly close to us. Perhaps this morning. Thank you. At other times, or maybe even sometime in the past, that has just come to you this morning. Are there any God moments? I'm going to ask you to come up and use the podium mic if you would. Louise?
It's my grandson's 30th birthday today, and he phoned me this morning to wish me a happy Grandmother's Day and said if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
Anyone else? Bev? Penny, come on.
Well, the first one is seeing Jim here. It's a wonderful God moment, and Ramin as well, and of course, just wonderful. And I have a couple of God moments, I guess, after that. The first one was I was trying to clean up my basement, which is a horrendous job. Anyways, I was working on that, sorting through some books, and I found some old cards that were for my husband's funeral, and people that had left messages, wonderful cards, and I had kept them. So I started to read them, of course, and before long I was having a few tears, and I was so amazed at the wonderful things that they said about my husband. You know, that he was such a special person, and that he was so gentle and kind, and that he had such a wonderful sense of humor and laughed such a lot and made everybody laugh. And he certainly made me laugh. And I have to say that felt like a real God moment to me. And the last one that I had, there were others I suppose, but the last one that I had was I decided to bring my granddaughter Mackenzie to pottery class. I used to love to try, well, I only tried it once, but anyways, I loved it. And I really loved the sculpture. Anyways, my granddaughter came. She's just turning 12 this next month. And I was just amazed. We both did a pinch pot. Well, mine was pretty plain, and I struggled a lot with it, I'll be honest. But it was fun. But hers was beautiful. It was beautiful. She did such a great job. I couldn't believe it. It had some roses on it and a lovely leaf on the side. It was amazing. I was so glad that I had done that. And anyways, that was that God moment.
Well, Dawn and I, excuse me, Dawn and I have been away in Victoria for 2 weeks, and many God moments. I mean, well, continuing the theme of family, I mean, it's always a God moment for me to be there with Dawn and his sister, and then his other younger sister arrived, and to watch the three of them together, these siblings, and get to be part of that family that I'd have married any one of them if I'd met either of them sisters, you know, like wonderful to be there with them. And of course, being in Victoria, I hate to say this on a little bit of a snowy day, but when we were out on Friday, we said, look, there was one cherry tree that was in full pink, radiant blossom with some daffodils and crocuses at the base, which is pretty amazing to me at early February, being an Alberta girl. So that was lovely. And the other thing is, for the 2 Sundays we were away, we went to Broadview United. And some of you may be familiar with Broadview United from our Broadview magazine, where it was talking about 3 churches that had come together and had an amazing visioning of how they would be together and be a real gathering point in the community, not only for their congregational members, but intergenerationally, culturally. And we were there, the first Sunday we were there, they were having the grand opening, and it was amazing. It was amazing to us to see the university students and the Asian, the dragon dancers from the Asian community, and all the young people taking part in the Just Like Family, which is what am I trying to say? Broadview bought what do you do when you buy a business? Pardon? A franchise, thank you. Your tongue goes, my brain goes. A franchise for giving a very broad spectrum of care to people who need home care and health care. And then last Sunday we went to 3, we only made it for 2. We tend to have this little habit of being a wee bit late. And so they had 3 services on Sunday. One was just a gathering in the smaller room where it was conversation and coffee and children playing in the playroom beside them for a half an hour. Then they had what they called the traditional and progressive blended service, and it was led by the chaplaincy from the university and some young people. And then they had the interdenominational, intercommunity one. So we were there for about 4 hours, and the music was amazing, very much like this and like we have here, and just to watch the different people coming into the church. So it reminded me a lot on a bit bigger scale of what we're visioning here, of reaching out to many parts of the community and celebrating that. And I felt so lucky to say, we have that too, in many ways, in welcoming people into our community. So.
Bev, I suppose you know that if anybody tied your hands behind your back, you wouldn't be able to talk at all. One of the things that Christine has been teaching me is when I'm driving, I should not be waving my arms around. She just reaches over and swats my arm. And I'm slowly learning. Let's light the Christ candle. We light this candle as we gather in community. It's a reminder of how for each of us, our growth, our development, our spiritual journey has been found in the wisdom and love that this community has shown us. And I think about that in dozens of ways. John putting together the calendar that reminds us of great moments in the last week. Adam picking up Joyce so that she can be here this morning. I'm sure there are others. There is a community here. It is a valuable community, and we need to celebrate it. The community is a call to each of us to keep an open heart and an open mind, to receive what we need, both for this day and for our journey onward.
Little. Um, now is it okay? I know we don't have any little children here, but we have lots of big children here. And I'm one of them. So I brought my test, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. I brought my look-through thing today, and this was inspired by this book called The Simple People. And so I'm going to share this story with you. I'm not going to say any more about this. I'm just going to let the story tell you what it's about. The simple people lived under the trees beside a clear blue spring. They sang songs and ate sweet fruit. The days were warm, the wind was soft, and life was simple. Sometimes Node made simple things with sticks and vines. He would hang the things in trees. The wind would blow through them, saying, "Oh." One day, Node was looking through something he had made when Bog came up and said, "What is that?" "It's just something to look through," answered Node. Bog took it. "That's nice," he said, "but do you expect me to hold it up the entire time I'm looking?" Node didn't expect anything of the sort. He was simply going to hang it from a tree. "What you need," said Bog, "are more sticks to hold it up." "More sticks?" said Node. "More sticks," said Bog. They both looked through the look-through thing held up by sticks. Pug walked over and watched them. "Those sticks are shaky and weak," said Pug. "These rocks will hold it steady and strong." Node didn't think it needed rocks or sticks, but Bog spoke up. "You're right, Pug, and more rocks will make it even stronger." "More rocks?" said Pug. "More rocks," said Bog. Other people began gathering rocks too. They sang as they worked. Soon everyone was gathering rocks. Everyone but Node. He didn't think they needed more rocks. He stood by his look-through and watched as the rock pile grew higher and longer. "It's a wall," declared Bog. No one had seen a wall before. The people were so pleased with it that they kept adding to it. Day after day, the wall grew. One day, noticed the people no longer sang as they worked. They were too tired. But they didn't stop. Bog had each of them doing a special job. Some were rock diggers, some were rock carriers, others were rock stackers. If one person stopped, others would have to wait. Then the work would not get done. So Bog gave some people the job of making sure everybody else did their jobs. Node thought it was getting very, very complicated. Eventually, the wall became too long to carry the rocks from one end to the other, so they curved it around in a big circle. One day, the ends met and the wall surrounded them. Pug asked Bog, "What should we do now?" "We have plenty of room to build more walls," answered Bog. "More walls?" said Pug. "More walls," said Bog. Everyone began building walls inside the circular wall. Everyone but Node. He didn't think they needed more walls. He stood by his look-through and listened to the wind whisper, "Oh." Soon there was no room to build more walls inside. Pug asked Bog, "What should we do now?" Bog took a fruit tree and began building a roof. "We will need many more trees," he said. "More trees?" "More trees." It became dark inside the walls as everyone helped build the roof. Everyone but Node. He didn't think they needed a roof. He stood by his look-through and enjoyed the only bit of sunlight there was inside the wall. When the roof was finished, Pug asked Bog, "What now?" Bog went to the clear blue spring, made a patch of mud, and spread it on the rough rock wall. "We can make smooth walls," he said, "if we mix up a lot more mud." "More mud?" asked Pug. "More mud," answered Bog. It was so dark that people built fires to see by as they made mud. Everyone helped spread the mud on the walls and ceiling, everyone but Node. He didn't think the walls needed to be smooth. He didn't think the walls needed to be there at all. One day, Node was hungry and wandered away from his look-through. The walls made many bends and turns. Node asked where he could find some fruit, but everyone was too busy to answer him. Meanwhile, Pug found the sunny opening in the wall. He carefully patched it and smoothed it over, because that was his job. He went away looking for more places to patch. Node searched, but he found no fruit. His eyes began to hurt, and he grew dizzy, breathing smoke from all the fires. He decided to return to his look-through for some fresh air. He walked and walked, but he couldn't find it. After hours of searching, he bumped into Pug, who was patching a little crack. "Pug, have you seen my look-through?" he asked. "I don't remember," Pug answered. "I haven't been feeling too well." He began to cough. Node went on searching, never knowing when it was day or night. He stumbled down one dark passageway after another. The people he passed were sick, and no one was working. All he could find to eat and drink was bitter moss growing on the walls and muddy water where the clear blue spring once flowed. He could barely remember the last time he tasted sweet fruit, or sang a song, or played in the sunlight. At last, too tired to walk any farther, Node leaned against a smooth wall to rest. He heard a whisper and looked around, but no one was there. It sounded familiar, but Node couldn't remember why. He looked at the wall and saw a tiny white crack. Putting his ear to the crack, he could hear the whisper clearly. "Oh." Suddenly he remembered the wind and fresh air and sunlight. He took a rock and chipped away at the crack. A thin patch of mud covered the look-through he had made so long ago. As he chipped all the mud away, sunlight and wind rushed into the darkness. Node climbed out. He breathed fresh air and danced in the light. After a moment, he climbed back inside. One by one, he helped other people find the opening. They all climbed out. Everyone feasted on sweet fruits and sang happily for the first time since the wall had been started. The night was warm, the wind was soft, and life was simple once more.
One of the tragic failings of the Christian church has been making Jesus into someone who should be worshipped rather than followed. Worshipping him, of course, is easier for us because it removes the obligation of trying to live the way he did on earth. Yet it is clear in many places in the Gospels that Jesus was insistent that he not be worshipped, but followed. Living like Jesus is our mission, should we choose to accept it. A reading from Matthew 5, verses 14 to 16. Jesus said to those gathered, "You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works." A reading from John 14, verses 12 and 15 to 17. Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, the one who follows me will also do the works that I do, and in fact will do greater works than these, because I am not long for this earth." Jesus continues, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and you will come to know the Spirit of love, to be with you forever. This is the Spirit of truth and love. You will know it because it abides with you, and the Spirit will be in you." And now a reading from Embers by Richard Wagamies. Watching morning break, I realize that darkness doesn't kill the light. It defines it. I believe that now. For years, I didn't. I believed that I was my failures, mistakes, misjudgments, shortcomings, and wrongs. But I am not those things. I am the light that shines from my faith, my courage, my willingness to be vulnerable and to be responsible and accountable. Moments of darkness only highlight that truth these days. I'm moving beyond shame. I'm basking in the light of my own recovery and the brilliance that comes from allowing myself to be seen as I am, warts and all. I'm not just those warts either. I'm the frog who wears them, gradually becoming a prince.
May these words that I speak and what did you love today? Every breath I take reminds me of this life I live, and each choice I make, my living soul becomes. Every path I walk creates the moments I can be there with open heart, a place for everyone. There's a light burning ever bright there inside my heart, warming every part. There's a light shining in the night, showing me the way to make a better day. Every place I go reminds me there's so much that's wrong, and each time I know there's more than I can do. Every turn I choose can give me ways to hope again. There with open heart, a place for me and you. There's a light burning ever bright there inside my heart, warming every part. There's a light shining in the night, showing me the way to make a better day. There's a light burning ever bright there inside my heart, warming every part. There's a light shining in the night, showing me the way to make a better day. Jesus got it. And I don't mean COVID or a flu. I mean, he got it. He understood that great love was the way to a more peaceful and just world. Jim Strathy's song that we opened with this morning captures this Jesus perfectly. I am the light of the world. You people come and follow me. If you follow and love, you'll learn the mystery of what you are meant to do and be. Couldn't say it any better. Jesus never asked to be worshipped. He wanted to be imitated, knowing that every single human being has the capacity for great love, and each in their own way can bring light to the world. He told everyone who would listen to let their own light shine for all the world to see. He knew there was a spirit at work, a great spirit at work, with the power to transform lives and build compassionate communities and peace-seeking empires. And he showed us how to do it by simply being a loving presence in the moments of our lives. In the first decades after his death, this is exactly what happened. Love demonstrated by the followers, a love that was inclusive of everyone, absolutely everyone, grew so large that the Roman Empire tried to stop it. When they realized that crucifying and feeding to the lions wasn't working, wasn't slowing them down, the empire then decided to absorb the movement. And within a few more decades, the look-through thing of love was turned into walls of oppression. But the spirit can't be stopped. Thousands of years later, the spirit of love is still hard at work. There's a spirit working harder than it ever has before. There's a spirit breaking walls down, opening every door. There's a spirit trying to create a new and blessed day. Can't be stopped, there's no denying. It will find a way. It's the love that is within us that brings light to every day. It's the love for one another that brings light to show the way. It's the love for all creation that brings light to every place, realized in every single shining face. There's a spirit quite determined to set the whole world right. There's a spirit turning dark days into days of light. There's a spirit that won't give up hope and never will give in. Can't be stopped, there's no denying. Love will always win. It's the love that is within us that brings light to every day. It's the love for one another that brings light to show the way. It's the love for all creation that brings light to every place, realized in every single shining face. There's a spirit, and we know it, calling us to do our part. There's a spirit pushing us hard just to make a start. There's a spirit so determined to work in you and me. Can't be stopped, there's no denying. Just you wait and see. It's the love that is within us that brings light to every day. It's the love for one another that brings light to show the way. It's a love for all creation that brings light to every place, realized in every single shining face. It's the love that is within us that brings light to every day. It's the love for one another that brings light to show the way. It's a love for all creation that brings light to every place, realized in every single shining face, realized in every single shining face. Can't be stopped. There's no denying love will always win. We have to believe that. Unfortunately, it is too easy to turn away from this truth that love is the way we need to be in the world. Like Richard Wagames initially believed, we don't think we are worthy or capable of bringing light to the world. Richard Wagames is, for me, a modern-day mystic, one who died much too young. He had so many more things he needed to say to us. Life was not easy for him. He was an Indigenous man raised in white foster homes where he was not well treated. He eventually ended up on the streets in Toronto where drugs and alcohol nearly destroyed his life. But in the midst of it, he discovered his love for reading and eventually for writing. He became an award-winning author and an amazing poet. The piece of his work we heard read today reflects the challenges he faced every day of his life. And yet, in all of it, he also knew the power of the love within him, that he was a light shining in the world. I'm basking in the light of my own recovery and the brilliance that comes from allowing myself to be seen as I am, warts and all. I'm not just those warts either. I'm the frog who wears them, gradually becoming a prince. What a beautiful, beautiful metaphor. None of us are perfect, or even close to it. We all have warts of one kind or another. But that can't stop us from being the best that we can be, even if it is only moments at a time. Bringing this world of ours to a better place requires every one of us to know that that spirit of love that's pushing so hard is within us and around us, just waiting for us to shine. May you be wrapped in light. May your body open to the mystery of the night. May your rest be filled with deep delight. May your soul be wrapped in light. May you find a way to walk with wounded heart. May your pain not overtake you as we part. May you know the graceful bending of the strong and tender part. May the arms of wholeness guide you as you start.
May you wake to days of laughter, days of hope. May you find that love and peace within you grow. May you loose your burdens, dancing into dreams you've come to know. May the arms of wholeness guide you as you go. Though we'll always feel the pain that comes with letting go again, may we ever know the courage of a love that will not wane. May you be wrapped in light. May your body open to the mystery of the night. May your rest be filled with deep delight. May your soul be wrapped in light. May your soul be wrapped in light. Amen. And let's sing together once again. Bathe me in your light. Bathe me in your light, O God of all, Creator. Let it shine upon my soul with healing and with grace. Be to me a beacon bright through shadows of life's wounding, showing me the way to live in faith in your the sacred path of harmony and peace. May I be attentive to the musings of your presence, drinking from the well of hope that brings the heart release. Bathe me in your grace, O one of spirit's longing. Teach me of your gentle ways that fill the soul with strength. Guide me on the pilgrimage that leads to truth and wholeness. Fill me with your promise of a love that knows no length.
We'll begin our time of prayer by hearing any prayers of concern or thanksgiving or prayers of hope or whatever might be in your heart this day. And I believe there's a mic which will be on eventually. There it is, if anyone has anything to offer.
I would ask to think of a little boy named Seth, who is 5 years old, who has now been diagnosed with cancer that is very rare in children. And he's going to Children's Hospital in Vancouver. He is my son-in-law's nephew, and he has been at my house quite often in the past few years, and I ask you to keep him in your prayers. He does need them.
Thanks, Penny.
I bring to our hearts of love and the strength of human spirit as I think of and introduce you to a man by the name of John. He's in Ecuador, where Stefan and Joelle and Caso are. And she has started a GoFundMe. He's a man who has no legs, and there's something, he needs an operation, and he has no money, and his spirit, they describe, there's a picture of him walking with Stefan and Cohen, and his spirit is so strong. What do we know? What do we know of the strength of love? So if you're interested, I can forward that to you and help him get the surgery that he needs to put this organ inside. Thank you.
I ask for prayers for my friend Louise and her daughter Nicole and her son Robin, another family whose lives have been impacted in a horrible way by alcoholism. They're an Indigenous family, and let's just hold all those folks that struggle with alcohol in our hearts.
I'm heading to the coast sometime in the next few days. I have a brother down there who's suffered with schizophrenia since he was in his 20s, and I just can't imagine how it would feel for his life, because he was a brilliant young man in the sciences, and he went into accounting. He became an industrial chartered accountant. And then somewhere in his working life, he went to Toronto and was away from family, and he had a breakdown, a really bad one, and there wasn't anybody there with him, and he ended up in Quebec, and we didn't find him for a couple months. That was way back, a while ago, but so he's been living in a group home for over 30 years, and at the same time, he can't help himself. He works with money. He has hardly any income, and he has a credit rating in the 700s because he gets credit cards and then sort of pays them off. But he's getting older. He's my older brother, and he has gotten himself into a big mess. And so my sister and I are heading down to help him, and another sibling, so that's David, and my sister Lorraine is traveling with me down there. We don't know if we can really sort it out or not, but we're going to try. And my sister Joan is also facing some major things down there too, so please keep us in your prayers.
I'd just like you to keep my friend Angel in your prayers. She very suddenly lost her dog in the midst of surgery, so it was completely unexpected. She says she's been crying since Wednesday.
So let's begin our more formal time of prayer by singing together May I Be, which will be on, and just remain seated.
May I be always open, may I be always kind, may I be always present, may my heart guide my mind, may I be always loving, may I gentle my way, may I live every moment as light to my day. So may we open to the spirit of love within us. May we know the power of love to bring light to our lives. In silence we pray. May we open to the spirit of love among us. May we know the power of love to bring light to each other. And today we hold all of those that have already been named, as well as the family and friends of Ann Young, for Gary, M, for Gordon, for Bill, Kelsey, Tanya, Sandy, David and Joan, Louisa, Gary A, Peter, Brian and Bev, Corey, Danielle and Rocky, Fran and Elwyn. And in silence we pray.
open to the Spirit of love beyond us. May we know the power of love to bring light to our aching world. In silence we pray. Can we get the other words, Sharon? The second one? We don't have it? We? Yeah, I'm looking for the second verse. Okay, let's just sing this one again. May I be always open, may I be always kind, may I be always present, may my heart guide my mind, may I be always loving, may I gentle my way, may I live every moment as light to my day. May it be so, and amen. Every one of us has something to give. It is there in each heart. Open to the light and let yourself live. Love is where you start. Shine, light, shine. Everybody let your little light shine. Shine, shine, shine. Shine, light, shine, light, shine. Jesus shows us how to walk in the way, being all we can be. Jesus let his light shine every day, bright for all to see. Shine, light, shine. Everybody let your little light shine. Shine, shine, shine. Shine, light, shine, light, shine. All together we can make the world sing. Shine like never before. And together living love we will bring. Light forevermore. Shine, light, shine. Everybody let your little light shine. Shine, shine, shine. Shine, light, shine, light, shine. Shine, light, shine. Everybody let your little light shine. Shine, shine, shine.
pulpit? Good. Next week we have Adam gave us a marvelous time last Sunday exploring the Palestinian and Israeli situation. He's going to be back, although he's not talking on that subject again. I don't think so. No. Okay. So next week, Adam is your preacher, assisted by Melanie, and look forward to seeing you all at that time. Jim, our closing is the benediction that you brought to us originally. Would you lead us?
So it's really loud. No. May light be present. May you shine wherever you go. And may you know that love is always in the very center of our lives and every other life. And so as we go, we will count our blessings, embody our faith, live an authentic life, never look down on the struggle for life. Notice behind every face there is a soul at work, and know wherever you go, the spirit of love is already there. Amen.